YouTube, what it do is your boy Benji, and we back. This is the Ben on TV show. We love all things entertainment this way, and we got to talk about AEW Dynamite. If you want, my full live watch-along reaction is on Patreon, so check it out if you like. Want to watch with me, want to join the community, support, all that. I have been reading a lot of comments and listening to what y'all been saying, so I have been trying to check out matches as well. That's going up there, as well as movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. Anything y'all want to see, that's going to get yopped. Completely up to you. The show opens up with YUTA versus HANGMAN PAIGE. After the Death Riders apparently had ambushed, bloodied, and choked one of the commentators last week, Hangman seek revenge. And on the way to the ring, MJF stopped him mid-interview. These guys have no respect. He let him know that he's coming for Hangman. And without the use of his contract, Hangman Page let him know it ain't going to be easy. And he knows what type of dude that he is. So you can't just walk up to the challenger anymore and just ask for a match. You got to earn it or use that contract that you've been given. But anyways, in the match, YUTA tries to get the upper hand early by attacking Page before he gets into the ring. But that advantage is for naught, as Hangman quickly handles him and wins the match. After the ref finishes counting, Page grabs the chain and lands a punch that leaves YUTA leaking. Wow. He then stops himself from choking out YUTA, pointing out that no one was there to save him. So he really could have just did whatever he wanted to do. That is kind of crazy though. Like, as we've seen it later in the episode, the Death Riders were indeed in the building. They just, I guess, YUTA's just not a big enough of a character for them to carry about it. After a couple promos, we do catch FTR versus JETSPEED. Big Stoke accompanies FTR to the ring, and he's hobbling with a crutch. Apparently after what Adam Copeland had did to him last week, FTR attacks quickly, but JETSPEED regains the advantage with a series of high-flying assaults. Like, bro, I'm not going to lie. These dudes are incredible. They are amazing offensively, but Dax kicks out of everything. Big Stoke gets an interview right after the win, and he calls out Adam Copeland, who he mentions to be a cancer, who should be in jail. Cue the music. Cope walks out and lets Stoke know that he's made a deal with the Hurt Syndicate to attack him, since he specifically cannot. Not gonna lie, this was kind of dope. This is like kind of cool for me. I was like, oh shoot, WWE reunion. In the midst of the madness, Cope tries to spear Big Stoke, but after a well-timed push from Stoke, a security guard eats a spear instead. We then later get a Jon Moxley video promo where he admits that he took an L and he tries to goad Hangman into a rematch. Strangely enough, though, in the middle of the promo, there's an advertisement of what's still to come, showing the upcoming match between Hangman and Wheeler. But we already saw that. What are they talking about? And then Shorty said something in the camera too, but it was like muted, so I didn't really hear it. Sadly enough, Will Ospreay pops out and lets the crowd know that his neck has been bothering him for like 10 months. But he told no one, not even the training staff, not even the wrestlers, nobody. He was apparently rushed to the emergency room after what the Death Riders did to him following All In Texas. And he wants to shoot to be back for Forbidden Door. He promises an eye for when he returns, and when he walks to the back, he's greeted by Swerve Strickland with a hug. The people love Will Ospreay, and I can't lie, after what I've seen from him over the last couple weeks, he's been amazing. Look, I'm still trying to figure out everybody, guys. It's only been like a couple weeks for me watching AEW. So we're going to learn this thing together. I appreciate y'all in the comments telling me the things I need to check out in order to get up to speed. But I will say, at this point of the show, nothing really too interesting. Like I said, I was pleased to watch the Hurt Syndicate come out on behalf of Adam Copeland. But other than that, nothing really too crazy. I mean, hopefully, if this is legit, Will Ospreay is able to get healthy. But he mentioned that he's going to try to be back by Forbidden Door. So it's not like there's any surprise there where we might see him. Backstage, we catch the Hurt Syndicate. And in the middle of an interview, they get pressed by MJF. I guess these guys are completely over with it. And Bobby Lashley pins this dude to the locker, talking about he wants him out. Oh my gosh. But look, this is what he gets for ordering around black people. You should have seen this coming. Sorry, bro. Prior to this match, we did get an Athena promo where Athena's wearing a shark fin hat, I guess in celebration of Shark Week, while she quizzes Billie Starkz, who is new to AEW, about Toni Storm. And Billie reminds her that Toni is a musty-ho, among many other things. You know what I found funny, bro? I don't even know if this is the first time. I just realized this. That Toni is slated to be from Stage 7 from Warner Brothers Studios. Dude, oh my gosh. Now, up to the point of the show, I was kind of confused. I was like, why are all these champs taking these random matches? It's obvious they're there to get worn out. But, in retrospect, it does at least provide some prestige to the championship belts, which has been my argument for AEW. Is that at the very least you have a list of people after the championship belts. Billie and Athena attack Toni Storm after Toni makes Billie tap out. They literally toss the ref out of the ring and then crack Toni in the head with a belt and then crack her in the head with a contract. That joint was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. We then get a fake out from Athena, thinking that she's going to use her contract. But Alex Windsor prevents the signing, and it's obvious that Athena is putting the cart before the horse because these two have a match on Saturday. But again, this is why I like it. Every which way, you've got somebody gunning for your championship belt, which it should be. A lot of this episode is pointed towards people celebrating Hangman Page for his opportunity now, holding the championship belt, or people that are already lining up to take the championship belt away from him. Is what it should be. You are held as another type of prestige when you get a championship belt. A lot of people are going to respect you, but there's going to be a lot of people that want, what you have. I think that's the way it should be. You shouldn't just have a championship belt and just be able to just walk around like nothing happened. So I got to applaud AEW for that. And at the very least, like I said, it wasn't super eventful up until this point of the show, but we are starting to see a lot of storylines link and intertwine. We got SWERVE versus HECHICERO, where Don Callis introduces HECHICERO and butchers some Spanish along the way. No lie, this was a solid match. SWERVE was out of his mind, though. He was doing a lot of mocking of HECHICERO. One thing, too, and at this point, I've seen it a couple of times last night. HECHICERO kicks out of a 450 from SWERVE, which is just one of those maneuvers I believe out of just difficulty alone, no one should be able to kick out of. And I've seen this amongst multitude of promotions where these dudes are hitting these ridiculous aerial attacks. And people are just like, kicking out. Look, I get it, it's not your finisher. But I think out of difficulty alone, some of this stuff, somebody just shouldn't be able to kick out of. I ain't gonna lie. Like I referenced it in the live watch along when El Grande Americano hit like a 540 on moonsault. You shouldn't just be able to kick out of that. That's something that you're gonna do once, right? That's a move I've never seen since, or haven't seen. People should just be able to kick out of stuff like that. You know what I mean? Without an interruption, you shouldn't be able to kick out of that. But of course, this match ends in an interruption, which I guess disqualifies HECHICERO. A brawl then ensues, and Okada cracks SWERVE in the back with a chair. It isn't long before SWERVE regains the upper hand and tries to punish this dude. Like, literally, these guys don't even take, random chair attacks. They try to end the lives of their opponents. We did get a Ricochet segment backstage where he let everybody know he wants the Gates of Agony to be referred to as GOA. And the big boy in Gates of Agony breaks everyone while they're doing a promo. Apparently these guys have won 200K, so now they're demanding respect from everybody, not asking for it. MJF pops out and disrespects the crowd, Mark Briscoe, and even his brother Jay. I understand that he wants to defeat Hangman without there being an asterisk next to the W, but if he was to get this match without using his contract opportunity and was to win the belt, does he then get to keep the contract? What are we talking about? Not going to lie, too. MJF does do a good Mark Briscoe impersonation. So, yeah, this match in totality this promo in totality was obviously pretty interesting. MJF doesn't really let us down. We do transition, though, into a match between Mark Briscoe and Claudio Castillo. I thought it was funny because in his walk into the match, the cameraman caught Claudio backstage like he was Dracula or something like that. That was the weirdest thing ever. There were some solid moments in this match. The cameraman, I will say, were catching all the botches in this episode, though. Like, every missed kick or missed slam, like, the cameraman were just there. And then some of the crazy moves on first watch, the cameramen were, like, not in proper place. They weren't zoomed out. So you had to watch the replay to see what happened. And that was happening throughout the entire episode. Eventually, it's Briscoe who rolls up Claudio for the W. I kept telling my Briscoe to watch his back. Standing there and celebrating after you just beat this dude, you weren't thinking straight. While he's getting whooped on, Hangman Page walks down to the ring. Literally walks. And the Death Riders just freeze. He comes up to the ring and challenges Jon Moxley to a rematch next week. Brother, you just got the belt. But he wants to challenge him to a rematch where all the Death Riders are barred from ringside. So this is going to be a true one-on-one. We're getting all-in quality matches on Dynamite now. It's going to be preloaded next week. I couldn't tell if this is all a part of the plan because Moxley does hit a couple smirks. But all in all, there's going to be a lot of changes getting made next week. One way or another, there's going to be some motion going on. Some information is about to hit. We're going to see some new stars. Or we're going to see some belts change hands. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode of Dynamite. I will say it was okay. Nothing particularly stood out for me. It was a pretty run-of-the-mill episode. But you can make an argument that there were some segments here that, you would at least want to catch up on if you did watch this episode. So it wasn't a throwaway, but nothing too crazy. I've been seeing a lot of people say that the steam has cooled off since All In. I'm kind of catching in, so I don't really feel that yet. I don't feel like these shows have been trash or nothing like that, or no throwaways, or absolutely slowing down the momentum or anything like that. Nah. So y'all let me know what y'all think about the recent shows, and particularly this episode of Dynamite. On to the next one.